Make story planning easier. Arrange all the elements of your story with Beemgee. Organize plots, develop characters, and pitch your story. Create a strong ensemble of differently motivated characters and develop each main character in depth and detail. Create as many characters as you need. We recommend that you start with at least 4. Know all the attributes and motivations of your characters with absolute clarity, at far greater depth than merely their wants and needs or their backgrounds or appearance. Understand exactly what drives them and how their actions determine the plot and feed into the story's themes. Your concise answers to dramaturgically vital questions will help you sharpen your characters. You'll discover the plot, determine the characters' relationships to each other, decide to use particular plot devices such as character wish or secret, and much, much more. Increase your knowledge of storytelling craft by activating the context-sensitive Help tab anywhere in the tool under the question mark. If you want background detail to particular aspects of story development, just click the More About button. Many of the character attributes are essential for figuring out the role of the character in the story. You can also work on characterization. Heighten contrast between the characters as potential for conflict. When you know some of the most important traits of your main characters, compare these attribute by attribute in the overview to make sure they are distinct per character. The detailed character sheets that emerge are a perfect guide for you when writing your story and can aid you whenever you're stuck. Or send the sheets to collaborators. They convey with unmatched concision how your narrative works. For industry professionals, a glance at the sheet of your protagonist will provide greater insight into the story than a page of plot summary. That's why you can export these sheets as PDFs. The character sheets are invaluable parts of any proposal or series Bible. With Beemgee you compose your plot carefully and consciously. Your narrative structure is clear and evident in the detailed outline of your story that Beemgee provides. You get a shareable project that you or collaborators may consult, as well as text exports for further use in writing software. By enriching each plot event card with information such as which characters take part, which storyline the event concerns, what is the essence of each scene, and much, much more, you gain a wall of cards that contain everything you need to know about each single plot event. And this is fully exportable as PDF or text file. By sorting the events with drag and drop into the chronological order, and then into the narrative order in which you want to relate them, you make sure your narrative makes sense even if you decide to tell the story with a complex time structure, or even backwards. By setting the structural markers, you determine narrative structure with any segmentation you like, such as acts or chapters. Collapse the sidebar and the toolbar for an uncluttered wall. Step back from the wall by zooming out and get closer by zooming in. To check the dispersal of elements in your plot, such as motifs or characters, use the highlight function. To isolate, for instance, particular storylines or character appearances in your narrative in order to work on these individually, use the filter function. Use one or more of the integrated story paradigms, such as the hero's journey, modern and classic, to check that your narrative adheres to the pattern, or use Beemgee to create a beat sheet. You can hide plot attributes you don't use in order to declutter your sidebar. To get a complete scene-by-scene summary of your story, add descriptions of each plot event in whole sentences in the present tense. You'll work on these as complete copy text in the step outline section. Pitch your story professionally. Get the complete picture of your story by turning on the detail view in the step outline section. See all the relevant plot information in an overview. Establish vital story information such as your theme or the central conflict. Define the story fully with setting and period. Draft the synopsis, blurb, and logline. And provide other information such as target audience and genre. Present the information you need in your step outline. Use the tool to communicate the most important attributes of your story to industry professionals such as editors and publishers or producers and directors. Pitch your story with greater precision than ever before. Export your story with various degrees of detail in 2 different formats. Develop as many projects as you like. Create versions or drafts of your projects and set the permission level of a project before sharing. Sign up to Beemgee Premium Beemgee, your story.